Hello, I'm back for some more Inktober fun, and this video is going to be coloring in the ink paintings that I did in other videos. So I have my Daniel Smith paints here in Lunar Blue, Undersea Green, and Green Apatite. So what I'm doing here is using these granulating watercolors paints by Daniel Smith in sort of natural colors, and I'm just coloring the inky drawings or paintings that I made before. So it's an intuitive process where you use black ink and you sort of drip it and smear it around to get some texture and some alcohol, and drop some water on there too. And then you get some intuitive shapes. And you can watch my other video where I actually did these ink paintings. And then this is the second stage where you begin to bring in a little bit of detail and pick out shapes and just sort of squint your eyes and see what you can see intuitively in the ink shapes. So I've already brought out the tree in this painting, although I didn't film it. So I'm coloring it in here basically for you, but I didn't film this one. But I did film others. You can go, I'll leave the link to the other painting that I color in here in the description bar below. And these are just quick little paintings. They're not any masterpieces or anything, but it's a way to get some inspiration and get your creative brain working. I dropped some alcohol there and ended up kind of ruining the piece, I thought, because those circles stayed in perfect circles. So it's 99% alcohol I have in that little dropper, and I don't think I'd do that again because, as you can see, those circles just stayed there, and that I fought with it the whole way through. But I do have an alcohol solution of 70% in a spray bottle, and that was way better for creating some really awesome textures. So here I'm bringing in some golden yellow just to liven up that green color, because it's a lot of green and brown and it's quite dull. And here I'm bringing in some Winsor & Newton cobalt blue for the sky. I also bring in some Pimentite, I think it's called, Pimentite Genuine. That's the brown color that I used for the trunk. And so I just paint that in the background, and I'm being very fast and loose with it. Here I'm using the Kuretake white, sort of opaque watercolor to bring in a little more lights to shine through the branches of the trees. This last dark green color is called Paraline Green from Daniel Smith. Okay, so we're nearing the end of the painting here, and I'll just show you, here's the first painting I did. It's not that great, but I did animate it later and it looked really cool. Here's another intuitive one I did, and I put some gold leaf on it. And here's the other one that I did that's a little better, I think, and it's encrusted with faux gold leaf as well. And I also put some silver sparkles in that one. Now here I'm going to glaze this one because this one is very flat green, I find. And if you ever want to put some life into a tree, I always find that glazing it with yellow, just a thin glaze of yellow, that really brings out the light. It just tricks the eye into thinking that it's just the tree is lit up. So I needed to get some yellow in there, or gold color, because it just makes it look like the sun is shining on it and just brings it to life. So here I'm using that Piemontite or Piemontite Genuine, and I'm just glazing that over the tree trunk to give it a brown color, because this whole painting was basically just done in green as a base color. So I'm just inserting a little more like tints of color into this one. It just really brings it to life and makes it look so much better. Okay, so now that you've had a look at those paintings, it's time to bring out my other Inktober creation here, where I have a video where I created this. You can go check it out. I'll leave it a link to it. And I'm going to colorize it. I don't know what to do here. This is all an intuitive process, and I have none of it planned out. So I'm taking my Lunar Blue, and I really just change colors a lot because I don't know where I'm going with it. I'm just changing it up. And my plan is to create a whole painting out of it. This is just the base kind of thing. And then I'm going to use the shapes to pick out what the painting's going to be. So at this point, I still don't know what it is, but I've animated it and it looks really cool too. But as for the finished painting, it's not finished yet. I've just colorized the first part of it, but you'll have to stay tuned for the final video. And I'll tell you what my idea is for it at the end of this video. Okay, so at this point, I obviously know this painting is a forest because I'm bringing out the trees. So obviously there's going to be trees in the background there. And so I'm getting some green in there and yellow. And what that yellow is about is it's supposed to be light outside of the forest. And then as you come deeper in this little forest scene that we see, it's dark in here. Okay, so it's only around this point where I discovered finally what it was going to be. And as I dropped this white bit on, I figured out that where the white is going to be like a little fire. So that there's going to be a fire with smoke coming up from it with little nymphs or little creatures dancing around it. I know you can't really see it right now, and it's really annoying because that glare is on it. I can barely see it myself watching this video, so sorry about that. But now you can see that big white area is going to, I'm going to glaze over it, and it's going to be a little forest fire with little creatures dancing around it. And I think I might make the trees into sort of creature-like with limbs hovering over them as well. So sorry about the glare here. That's why I'm tilting it over so you can kind of see it from the side. And here it is animated. So that's good. Kind of show you what I have in mind here. You know, a flickering fire with smoke coming out of it, which I will embellish with little creatures dancing around it and trees looking on. So let me know if you think that's a good idea and if you see that too. Here's my other painting, that crappy one I showed you, and it looks really good animated. You see with the light going through the trees, loving that texture. Here's another one of the paintings that got ruined by the alcohol drops. And here's one encrusted with the faux gold leaf, which I'm really happy with. So thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, drop a like. And if you like to subscribe, that would be great. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.